How do you stop halfback wheel? So let's go take a look at the play halfback wheel. Now, we don't have the exact play in this playbook.
The concept exists.
But the concept, you're going to find across
trips.
many sets, especially trips. And the reason it's so good is because of the sail concept. So this X underplay and then this play
X
levels sail, it works very similar. And we'll talk about it.
Yeah, before we get into it, this defense piggybacks off of our blitz we just ran. Pro tip for anyone that watched last week's game of the week, I used this coverage against you all game. So just if you want to go back and see a full game of this coverage, you can go back and see what we did with ZFarls. But the play I actually... What, Farls?
Archive not found.
Oh, yeah, not sure. So...
Everybody was wide open. Tyrod Taylor couldn't hit it. If they're not using Tyrod Taylor, ineffective scheme.
Okay. So anyways, cover 4 drop, that's the play I like to come out in. So when we take a look at how to stop sail, I really like the nickel 3-5 normal, and I like to play cover 4 drop, and we'll get into exactly why here in a second. So
Bengals defense still.
Now, if you've ever faced the sail concept so far in this year, you probably have ran into what you want to call in this instance the headache play of Madden 18 so far. So right here you can see we're in a standard cover 3. Snap of the ball. Wait, hold on one second. Cover 3. There's the cover 3. Now, the strength of this play is the short flat. You can snap against sail and throw the short flat right away. And that's a easy money right there. 4 or 5 yards, and you get DeMarco Murray, and it turns into more. Now, the problem that people are having is the following. You could now, say you throw the route late to DeMarco Murray in the flat. You could still throw this route to Walker, because that curl flat zone is kind of playing in no man's land, right? You could still throw that with an LB pass lead.
Yeah.
The way people are throwing an LB pass lead down to the sideline, and then you click on possession catch. That's where people are having success running that, and that it makes it really difficult to defend. So here you can see it one more time. You can throw that short flat right away, but then when they do that, that's where it becomes a headache. Now, the adjustments people then want to do off of that, they go, okay, let's get into a, let's play a cloud flat. I'm going to play a cloud flat. All right, sure thing. Go ahead. They play a cloud flat. Well, that leaves the flat open, but they're doing that on purpose. So they can be okay with that. But then what ends up happening is they run that cloud flat, and then what you end up seeing is that the corner, as it develops, it still gets open in the deep part of the sideline because the corner's so deep. So here you have it. Wait on it, down and away pass lead. Oh, man, so now my cloud flat's not playing it. So this is where the dilemma becomes. That's why this play is so powerful. I kid you not, it was 2 weeks ago when I played, actually no, it was a week ago. I played a game, and I had probably faced the sail concept like 10 times in a row of my 30 online games so far. And I went into and checked all the zones in the game, every zone combination. And what I had found was when you play a cover 4, you have quarter flats on the outsides. Take a look at these quarter flats. What those are doing is they will play man coverage on vertical stemming routes upfield. So here's what happens. Let's just run the play organically, snap the ball. I want you to take a look at what that quarter flat does. It matches the tight end. Okay, that's beautiful to know. It matches the tight end, so essentially it takes the tight end out of the equation because it matches and it's going to take him away. It doesn't have that quick cut against like a man press where he gets open. So my next step to defend this would be, okay, well, how do I stop the halfback's route? Well, what I need a hard flat. So if I place one of these outside corners, or if I place a Williams here, the strong safety, in a hard flat, that will slow down this route combination. Now, I know what you're saying. You have that whole right side open. I get it. But we're showing you the foundation to stop this setup. The hard flat takes that away. The corner takes that away. You're going to get a great catch by Delaney Walker.
I'm that good.
That's fine. I'm totally okay with you making that catch there. But what I want to show you is you're going to put 2 guys in an area that can make a play and stop those 2 main route combinations. So take a look at this. Murray, you go to the flat. Murray's going to be taken away by the hard flat, and then the corner gets taken away by the quarter flat. So that's what we're looking for. That's what we want to show you. Is it doesn't have to be the 3-3-5. I would just say go to any cover 4 from like a 3-4 set, a 4-3. Make sure those outside purple routes say quarter flats, and then just know, hey, I need to get a hard flat over there, right? So maybe it's the deep safety, or maybe it's this safety. Whatever your combination is, just get a hard flat over there, and then you'll be able to defend against that route, and then you focus on everything else.
Yeah, you need to user the deep route across the middle on halfback wheel. There's a similar route to this B route. It breaks a little bit earlier, but if you've ever been hit there by halfback wheel, you have to have the zone coverages down on the right side of the field. Mabel doesn't quite do it in the same fashion that this quarter flat and the hard flat do. So similar pattern on halfback wheel. What makes it so good is that right side, and what really makes it good is the deep tender route where B gets to on halfback wheel. The rest of the routes, the wheel, the streak, people don't really throw that streak. It's just kind of to clear things out, and then people don't really throw that wheel all that much.
Right.
If I was going to also defend halfback wheel, one thing I would do personally is I would set up that coverage on the right side of the field. I would hook curl a guy here or mid-read him. And then I like to take this far left corner who's in a deep zone, because people, look, they're really not going to throw the wheel on halfback wheel. I then use her, because everything's compressed to the inside, and then I look.
Got it.
Because nobody,
You're talking about gun split close halfback wheel.
Correct, correct. It's popular play. But really, the play halfback wheel is so effective because of the sail concept, which you find on this play here.
It's found everywhere, basically.
And it's so difficult because that is so good, that's so good, and then you got to figure out how to slow it down.
And here's the thing. So if you're going to ask me what would my setup look like, so I've messed around with a couple different combinations to try and slow this down, and one of the two is this, right? I've said, okay, I'm going to do the following. I'm going to flat kill Kirkpatrick. Then I'm going to play a man cross game. Something that looks like this. Take the deep safeties, and I'm going to man them up, and then the outside guy, I'm going to man him up here. And then this is what my shell, my defense look like. I did this quite a bit against you last week. And then you got to just make sure you don't get beat by the crossers. And then it's a confusing coverage, because when it shows the previous play, it says cover 4, but then you take a look at like what's actually happening. You got a hard flat on the right, the sails gets taken away, and then when you take away someone's first read, unless they're the best player in the world, like they usually fall apart. You know what I mean? You take away that combo, like they usually don't then have a third and fourth read off it.
No, if you're using halfback wheel, unless you're a master, you're using halfback wheel because some guy ran it against you and you see it on the internet, everybody run it. So you're like, I could run halfback wheel. Bam, this is easy. That was easy. Oh wait, they took that away. That stinks. Right. Oh, they took the corner route. That's bad. Oh, I can throw it to Matthews B. Okay. So you just kind of really look for those three things, and you kind of predetermine if you're a bad halfback wheel guy.
Right.
And in this, user in the deep middle is good, and having those routes take away.
The next thing I want to show you what you could do is you could literally just play some type of man, like a big dime. The problem, here's what the problem happens, okay? Say if I were to say I'm going to go and, I'm going to play big dime 2 through 6. Because you can play straight man against this, and you'll have pretty good success, because you'll take the halfback route away quite a bit. And then that tight end route doesn't always get open. It probably gets open about 40% of the time. Yep. The better player you have there will get open against man. But what ends up happening is if you play a big dime or a 2-3-6 or quarters, you will get crushed in the run game. That's what happens. So what I'm finding is if you can match up with like linebackers to play some man coverage, like if I play this nickel 3-3-5 normal, and if I take this extra resource, like maybe I drop him here, if I take this safety, and my goal now will be to take away the corner. Like I have confidence that the flat route will be covered. Like I could even kind of hover here and then like, okay, that's taken, and then drop. And then drop to the next route. Like you need to have the right players in place, but don't shy away as man being a really good option. You just need to recognize if I'm playing man, I need to make sure I take away the corner to the tight end and then drift everything else. So man can also be a really good defense to defend against it, but we wanted to show you a zone way to stop the most popular concept we're seeing right now.
All right, so the play is halfback wheel from gun split close. That's what they asked about. This mirrors it. It's the same sail concept to the right with the deep post back across the middle. Those are the three things you need to worry about. The most important thing is to get that quarter flat out there to match the corner route, and then drop the hard flat to take away the quick throw. Then you use the middle. You do those three things, you really eliminate the potential of a play like halfback wheel.
And one other thing to note too, there's a lot of ways you can go out defending this stuff, but you have to have a lot of discipline wow, big hit stick right there. You have to have a lot of discipline if you want to play a certain way. So the discipline factor is, okay, if I'm going to play man, I need to have the discipline to take this resource or the safety, flash to the flat, take it away, drop to the corner, take it away, and then I can go somewhere else. What you can't do is this. Oh no, there's a route over the middle. I'm going to go. You have to have discipline and stay in the corner because then you could get toasted like that. Okay, so that's where you have to have good discipline. The same rule applies if you play a cover 2 and you play a hard flat, right? If I play a hard flat, I know that I'm going to take away that route to the halfback, but I have to have the discipline. I'm going here. I am going to the corner. I'm taking the corner away. What I've learned in the past year about the best players in the world, they know the formation that they see, and then they have a user defender, and they know the route they're going to defend. They set their defense up to take away all the other options, and then they say, this is the one route I'm defending. And then they go and they just go at it. The best players in the world have the discipline there. Players that don't, that aren't the best players in the world, they get a little, like me, they get a little, roaming all over the field. I'm going to go here, dip down. So you got to have the discipline if you're going to run one of those other style defenses. With this one, we're showing the cover 4 tactic. You'll take it away, but you kind of open up to other things as well.
Good stuff. All right. Very nice question. Let's keep going through the mailbag.